In this video, I'm going to attempt to go over the good, the better, and the best in line level converters, or also known as commonly speaker level to RCA preamp adapters. So I have three laid out here for you, which I'm going to consider good, better, and best. And I also have a few other little components for just demonstration so you can get a good gist of what we're trying to cover. Over here, I brought out a stock Toyota stereo. Now this video will also apply to anybody who's doing the same job, whether it be a marine application, a motorcycle, a vehicle, or a home theater system. It doesn't matter. All we're talking about is speaker wires and RCAs. So any place that's going to have that in the application, this video will serve you just fine. So you don't have to ask questions if this will work for this or if it'll work for that. It'll work for anybody who has a speaker wire, anybody who's trying to convert a speaker wire to an RCA. Also, as a side note, I get this a lot, and I don't really understand how people wind up even getting this question, but I'll address it anyway. If you have an RCA and you're trying to step it down into a speaker wire, you cannot do that. My video is not for that, and I would definitely not recommend or suggest anybody ever doing something like that. Why you would need to do that is beyond me. But let's get down to my video. Now, here is the basis why I really want to make this video first. In today's world, most cars come with pretty nice stereos in there already. A lot of people just want to take what they have and just improve on it just a little bit. How they do that is they might want to add an amplifier. Not something like this, because as you can see, this amplifier is nothing I would ever want. But for the demonstration purposes, it's perfect. Okay. They're going to want to add an amplifier, whether either to add power to their 4-channel for their front and rear speakers, or they're going to want to add a dedicated subwoofer amplifier just to get that low-end fill, because their stock system is just lacking in that department, which is most likely the case for you. I would imagine it'd probably be for almost 3/4 of the people watching this video right now. Now, the tricky part is the wiring. That's always what the tricky part is, and that's what people want to understand. So I'm going to take all the mystery out of every section of that. So when you get done watching this video, hopefully I won't take too long, and you'll have a good, thorough education. You'll have a better understanding of what it is that you need to do the job. Now, aside to adding your power, doing your turn-on wire, grounding and mounting and adjusting your amplifier, which is a totally separate thing that's not going to go into this video, but you just want to worry about actually feeding the audio into your amplifier. That's where we're going to tackle. Like I said, right here is my stock radio. On here, the CD changer plug and the antenna, that doesn't count. You're going to have your power, which doesn't count. What you're left with is your speaker level outputs. You have front, left, right, rear, left, right. Now we're just going to say, for instance, that we want to add a subwoofer to this stock radio. How do we do that? We would take the plug, leave it in here, and what you're going to do is you're going to just tap onto, meaning you would just take, if this was a wire coming out of your existing stock radio, you're just going to tap onto it and have these going into the line level converters to just feed a signal teeing off of the existing wire. So you're not cutting, all you're doing splicing on and just sharing that into the audio input of your converter. Okay, and then at the end result, you're going to have an RCA feeding audio out instead of a speaker level through an RCA, which will go into your amplifier. So we're just going to go from here to here. That's what we're doing. Okay, so let me get this radio out of here. Now let's move it along. Before I get involved in showing you the close-ups of the good, better, and best with the converters, let me show you on this amplifier. Now, although this amplifier does have a high-level audio input, I always tell anybody, I don't suggest, I seriously recommend you never utilize these, because the signal that comes out of a raw speaker is alternating current. It can be really nasty. You can get super distorted really quickly. And it's just a bad idea to run that kind of audio into anything to get a clean output. You always want to start with a good clean signal on the input, so that way you amplify it, and on the output leg you have something that's really enjoyable and pleasant to listen to. Now the way you're going to do that, of course, is going to be budget determined. Now here on the left is going to be what I'm going to consider my good. This is something that you would expect to find, you know, on Amazon, El Cheapo, or eBay, something like that, which is real meat and potatoes. Okay. Over here you have your left and your right audio, left and right input wires. You have a black optional for a ground, because almost guaranteed you're going to have noise in this sucker. And then you're going to have your female pair of RCAs, which is going to convert the speaker into the RCA low level output. Okay. If you have a beater car, if this is your transportation car, just, you know, just something that it's just not a big deal for you. Something like this, it fits the budget, it's going to do the job, it's going to work, so hey, go for it. But if you want a little bit more quality and you expect a little bit more from your stuff, go with something like this, which is middle of the road. This guy's going to have machine thread screws. It's going to come in a better casing. It's going to have a nice barrier strip to screw everything in. It's just laid out much nicer. But what's even better is that inside, without getting too boring, you know, the technology that's going on inside here is a lot more heavy duty. It's going to tolerate a lot more power output. It's going to tolerate heat. It's going to last a lot longer. And also, it's going to have an adjustable output, which is key. Audio output means that if you set up your amplifier and you're noticing you're getting distortion or you're getting a hum or any other kind of stuff, this is the fix-all solution right here by having an adjustment. So when you're looking for a line level converter, look for something like this that is adjustable on the output side. That's what makes this guy middle of the road to me. Last but not least, this here is the best. This, as you can see, I mean, anytime you have something that's in a plexiglass and it's showing you the components and it's not hiding them behind some, you know, gaudy black plastic case or something like that, that means that they want to show you. And you can see, when you're paying a little extra premium, you're getting a lot more for your money. And that I like. Of course, you know, anybody, if you watch me and you see the stuff that I talk about, I like quality. I mean, who doesn't? Everybody does. It's not just me. But here's what separates this from everything else. Of course, you're going to have your audio input, and you're also going to have your outputs right here. You also have your adjustments, your set screws. It's nicer, it's more compact, it's just a better quality piece. It's laid out, it's got better instructions. Everything about this just says I'm better. But here's the thing. When you feed your audio coming in here left and right, you're also going to have a couple different ways to do noise isolation should you choose to or need to do it with this unit. But this also boasts another feature which is excellent. And it's in a lot of cars, especially stock radios and stuff like that, they're not going to have a dedicated remote turn-on lead to turn your amplifier on. This one, by means of receiving alternating current or speaker audio sensing on these two wires from your left and right channels, will automatically generate a turn-on lead to turn your amplifier on automatically. So that's very cool. So it saves you the wire, saves you the work, and all the headaches. So this is doing that with doing no extra work for the asking. It just does it. So that's why I say something like this is the best. And these things are actually pretty cool. These are called LCF 500s. I just started selling these on the website, and these are really nice. So if you're looking for one, hey, you know, support me. Buy one from me, you know. I could use the money. But they're really cool. Something like this is, believe it or not, they're under like 16 bucks. It's not a big deal. So something like this, 15, 16 bucks. Something like this, you're looking at around 11, 12. Guy like this, 6 or 7 bucks. I mean, that's what separates one from the other. And I really think that this is a good little lesson for anybody who's looking to do an amplifier and needs to do this kind of, you know, a conversion from a speaker to a RCA. That's really all there is to it. And this works great for, like I said, boats, cars, home theater, you name it. This is all there is to it, folks. So take it, do what you got to do with it, and I hope this was helpful. See you next time.